one of the thoughts that come to mind as I sit out here is how, you know, how pretty much you're on your own, and you're left to decide whether or not you're going to be safe and stay away from the edge, or how close you want to be. Usually when I visit places like this, like cliffs or places that are, quite maybe unsafe or precarious, they've had guardrails, they've had signs, they'll have guards or whatnot telling people how far to go or not to go. Oh, here you're on your own. It's up to you. You use your own judgment on how far you want to go and how close to the edge you want to go, and no one's going to tell you. Well, if you're with someone might tell you to get out, get off the edge, but it's just quite an interesting experience, and it's very metaphorical, and that definitely speaks about some facets of life where you're on your own. You decide how far to go, what is wise, what is foolish, what is safe, what is precarious, what makes sense, and what is just totally crazy. There's some things that are worth the risk, for the experience, for the feeling, being able to say that you've done it so that you could, not for anything else or not for anybody else, but just to experience it. And maybe laying down at the edge of the cliff was one of that for me today. I've asked Lena to go on ahead back to the house, and I'm on my own, and I don't think I've ever done this before, especially not in a foreign country, not in somewhere where I am not familiar with, and especially not close by to a 120-meter drop cliff. But it's definitely an experience that I will cherish and enjoy, and I'm glad I did it. The solitude here alone is just something that I appreciate in itself. I haven't met anyone here during my walk for the last, I don't know, 20 minutes. And so it's one of those things, like, again, if I fell off that cliff right there, they may not even know until who knows when. But we're not going to think about that. It's not about that. It's about just having the freedom to explore things, to do things that maybe scare you a little bit in the beginning, but once you do them, you're happy that you did. It's something that stays with you and gives you courage to pursue other things in the future. So yeah, that's all of that from sitting by the edge of the cliff. But just having respect for what's around you. Before, you would think like it's all just very hullabaloo and all very tree huggy and very hippie or whatever, but there really is something to be said about sitting out here, communing with nature, respecting the fact that these structures have been around for thousands and thousands of years, and thinking about how this may have looked like back then, what the lives of the people were in this area. There's a lot of mystery that surrounds the cart ruts that are all over Malta and Gozo. We'll talk more about that later, but it shows remnants of a civilization or life back way back then. And if you're that type who likes to be introspective and likes to think about history and what people were like back then this is definitely a good spot to be pondering those thoughts and issues. But anyway, I'm just gonna go and sit quietly here and take this all in, and I do really hope that you come, get a chance to visit, if not Gozo, but somewhere where you feel, again, complete at peace, doing something that's out of your comfort zone, doing something, that's still, you think is still within reason and wise, and definitely not something that would cost you life or limb. But yeah, this is definitely worth coming out to.